Hello everyone, good morning. It's a beautiful Saturday morning again, and it's the Christmas season, Christmas and New Year season, and I'm excited for this period of time, and I want to thank God for the gift of life to see the end of the year. You know, it's a privilege, and you know, with everything going on around, the hike and the fuel price, the food and everything, you know, we don't look like what we're going through because the grace of God has been sufficient for us. So I want to thank God for everything God has been doing for us all, for you that you are looking at me here today again. And I want to ask that, how are you all doing? How are you faring? Trust me, and I want you to know that God is still at work with you. Whatsoever you think you've been trying to make to work, you've been struggling with, you've been trying to put together, just put your trust in God. Don't lose hope and don't lose focus, because everything is going to work well for you. Yeah, that's my word for you. And today, my guest here today, you know, all the way from Lokoja. And please join me as I welcome on set today engineer and Mrs. Oyeyipo. Wow. It's nice to be here. Yes. Don't worry, now calm down. Now, you're on, I'm the only one here. Or should I bring emoji?
No, I bring them more.
I should bring them more. You don't want bass.
I don't want it. I don't want
we are always calm now. We're always cool, calm, and collected on set now.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
welcome. Thank you, sir, for honoring my invite. Thank you, ma. It's
Thank
a
you,
pleasure
ma.
to have you here. I
Yes,
really
ma.
appreciate it. And I love your hair.
Oh.
You are very bold and confident with the way you color your hair.
Yes.
Don't worry, watch out. Something is coming to
You have to pay me.
I have to pay you. Don't worry now, you've got my backing. So, how are the kids? How is work? How is Lokoja? Good to have you in Lagos. How is Lagos style? I hope it's not too, the weather and everything, I hope it's not too, as in, it's not too harsh compared to the northern part there.
No.
How are you faring so far?
So far, it's fair. It's okay.
It's okay. Okay. So what did you miss in Lokoja compared to coming to Lagos?
I just miss the mountains.
The mountain.
That's all.
We have water, we have oceans,
I'm not seen mountain here.
We have valleys, we have waters and everything now. But
I miss the cool environment.
Cool environment.
The silence and everywhere is noise.
That's how we live. That's what makes Lagos Lagos, and that's what we are going to miss when you leave Lagos.
Really?
You know that? Yes, now.
Okay.
Lagos is full of bustling and hustling, everything. You know, high life.
Yeah, that's
no
true.
dull moment in Lagos.
That's true.
Well, you're welcome.
Yes.
All right. Since I have a wonderful couple here today, I think it's a couple's edition on Just a Chat, and you know, like we always learn new things, and I tell the singles one especially. Married one, I know you have a lot to learn, but you know, we learn by learning from each other's mistakes and each other's, you know, as in things they've done right, things that has worked for them, that has helped them to work well. You know, they always say experience is the best teachers, but it is always good when you see people that have gone through that experience, so that you will not go into the same ditch they went into. You understand? Me too, I've been married for 15 years, but I have my seniors here, and I want to believe that they've been married for, like, how many years now?
18.
18.
Yes.
So 18 good.
Yes.
We women, we don't forget things.
I know, I can't
I
forget.
still remember your wedding anniversary day.
Of course.
When?
That's 14th.
I hope. Is it correct?
14th?
May now.
Yes, you are
Is
correct.
it correct?
What year?
2006.
2005.
Okay. If I'm supposed to do that for you, as in do the test for you, okay, do you remember things? But it's always good. At least you have a wife that, you know, remembers. We women, we always keep memory a lot. So how has the journey been? I think that's what I want us to talk about this morning. The journey so far, 18 years. It's not easy to live with a woman for 18 years. I've been out that day. It's not easy. And I been living with a man for 18 years.
Hey, you learn by the day.
Learn by day.
Every day.
You are still learning.
Yes, you are still
Wow.
learning.
Wow.
After 18 years, you still
Okay,
learn.
how many years did you used to court before you got married?
We courted for 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yes.
Oh, so do you believe in long courtship, short courtship,
No.
or okay?
Just within 6 months to 2 years is okay.
But people say you can't know your spouse. You know, what's your whole philosophy about it? That okay, the longer the courtship, the more you know the person you are dating?
The longer the courtship, sometimes it ends up, you don't even end up getting married to that person.
Why?
Because, like, take for instance, I had a friend then who they were courting and they were dating, and eventually when it was time for marriage, the man saw somebody else whom he felt
Wow.
was better, and we are not compatible anymore.
Wow.
So he discovered some things that he believes. Then they've been courting for almost 6-7 years.
Wow.
So I don't believe in it.
Wow.
It makes you will not value the marriage, the relationship you are into if it becomes too long. And before you know it, different things will start coming in. There's what I call as in see finish before the marriage.
But even when the person get married, at least marriage is for better for
that
so
one,
you still see finish too.
That one is a different case.
So that one is you carry your cross.
You have a legal banding. No, so not really. Not that you carry your cross. There are some crosses you address.
Okay.
You understand? But this one, you know, you have a legal backing.
Okay.
But unlike that one, anything can happen on the road. And usually it is the women, though men too, it is the women that usually have this, it really affects the woman much more than the men.
Me, yes. I feel for that is that maybe they don't have they don't have commitment to the relationship, you know. Some people believe that, okay, the longer you stay with the person, the more you know the person. But I know that people can really, or what do you feel about that, Daddy?
Yeah, I believe in short term.
Short term, okay.
Because when you are talking about a long-term relationship for marriage, it leads to many things. And I believe, to my understanding, anybody who chooses to go into a relationship and is prolonging it, then that means he has no purpose.
No purpose and plan.
About what is so, a focused relationship should be able to know what's the targets they have. And if you can meet that milestone or that target, what next? You get married.
Okay, how about people that now get married? And okay, let's talk about you now. You know, did you know your wife? Okay, you courted for 2 years. You think that it would have been longer than that, right?
No.
Okay.
Actually, it was, even why it was longer than that was based on where she was working. It was far away from where.
Okay, you were okay, so like a distance relationship. Okay.
That was what even led to that 2 years.
2 years, yes. Okay. So it wouldn't have been as long.
As that.
Okay. So now for 18 years now. So let's talk about the journey. It's 18 years. How has the journey been? As in, is it what I bought? As in, what I that versus what I got? Was there a point that you were like, this is not what I bargained for, as in, I think I'm not in for this, as in, let's talk about the journey so far for the past 18 years.
Okay, from me?
Okay. You want me to start from him?
Okay, for me, it's not actually what I bought versus what I ordered for.
Okay.
But I said something, we are not perfect.
Okay.
We are human beings, we are not perfect.
Okay.
There are some things that actually is not what I bargained for.
That you saw?
That I saw in marriage. Okay. But I learned to balance up. Okay. The place of balancing is what matters in marriage. You know, sometimes I'll what's wrong with this man? Why is he thinking like me? He's this kind of person that is always, he wants to be alone. He wants to do my thing myself. I am the direct opposite. I want to okay, let's do it together now. I'm always like, you understand? But he said, wait, take it easy. Let's take this thing. And I was like, let's put action. Let's do it quick. But it's not like I got to understand that no.
Okay, did you discover that after you got married, or why? You
like you said, you know, it was a distance.
Okay, so you didn't have time
to.
Okay, so if you had known that part of him before you got married, would you have still gone ahead with the marriage?
But you know, they said love is blind. Marriage is an eye opener. I would have still gone ahead. I would have still gone ahead.
Okay. So was there a time that you were okay? Let me ask him. Was there a time that when you saw something, maybe you were like, okay, this lady is she's too going out. I know you are someone that you are very reserved. I've noticed that you just want to be in your space, right? And now having a woman that is outspoken, she makes friends easily. So when you got married and you started seeing some side of her, and maybe she mentioned something that you try to balance things up. But I'm sure that before you balance things up, there are times that it gets to you to the peak, and you are like, I'm not sure I can really go on. Was there a time like that?
Yes, The way I see marriage is a project
Okay.
that you need to manage,
Okay.
and apart from the spiritual aspect of it.
Absolutely.
So while we were cutting each other, I mean, when we were in the early stage of our
Early
marriage,
stage, okay.
actually it wasn't easy because
Wow.
of the distance.
Oh, you were still in distant relationship even when you got married?
Yes,
Wow.
because of the job
Your
location.
job, wow.
So, but it was not easy.
Sorry, for how long were you away from each other?
That's about, is it 14 years?
Wait, 14 years of your marriage,
Yes,
you were apart.
I was apart based on the job.
Because we're working.
Wait, calm down first.
Okay.
You got married, and after you got married, you went
My family, I started my family at Ilorin.
at Ilorin, okay.
While my job place was at
Okay.
Ajakuta.
So you left your family there.
Yeah, so I do come around
once-
not
He comes almost every month.
Every month.
We
okay.
go there during the
And
holidays.
during the holiday, they come and join.
And that early stage of marriage, and nothing happened, as in there were no hurdles, nothing. Everything
there
was.
were hurdles.
Please, I want to know
There were
about
hurdles.
the hurdles and how you were able
to. Why you get married?
Okay.
We have what they call. We have families too.
Okay.
The in-laws.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to blend with them.
With them. Okay.
Apart from the wife itself.
Yeah.
And herself. Then how to relate with the children too.
Okay.
So those are the hurdles me I saw.
That you found difficult to cope with.
Cope with. But along the line, God helped me to ease my way of reasoning. Because then I felt marriage is all about
Me, myself,
and your wife
my family, and children.
Okay.
Why others should stay outside.
Stay out. Okay.
But I found out that it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
It's not every time it works that way, based on the position the two of us are in the family. She's the first child in the family. So that's another.
So, sir, those 14 years, because I really want to understand that staying apart for 14 years. Mama, you giving me the face. I don't understand. No. Not 14. I'm really interested in him because, I'm trying to fathom staying apart for 14 years. You've been married for like 18 years. And it's like more than half of the year so far, it's been apart. Is it? You say it is work. Okay, it is work that separated you. Okay, has that in a way affected your commitment, your relationship, maybe your love life, you blending together?
No.
Everything was still.
He comes around.
He comes around.
Yes, he's always around. And whenever I have, I'm on leave, and the children are on break, we all go there together. Sometimes 6 weeks we are together.
Okay.
So it didn't really affect.
Okay.
Even our love life, no.
Okay.
Everything was okay.
Okay. Can you talk about, as in, one thing you learned so far in the past 18 years that really helped you to manage that situation? Because a lot of people cannot really manage long distance relationship. This one is even within Nigeria. How about the ones that, okay, the husband, maybe the wife will be abroad, the husband will be here, or either side, or other way around? You understand how? And we discover that it has really caused permanent separation or even divorce for some people when they're having distance relationship. How were you able to do that, and you are still finding it, as in your relationship, your marriage, everything is still intact within those periods of time that you were away?
Well, something I have learned in life is know yourself, know your spouse.
Okay.
Don't use somebody else's yardstick to measure your own family. The relationship is between you and your spouse. Don't use what has helped me so far is I took my time. I'm still learning, like I said. I'm still learning, because when we now came back together fully about 4 or 5 years, now I took my transfer to his own.
Okay, you were the one that went.
Yes, to meet him.
Where did you go and meet him?
Because I found out that the children were getting more matured now, and they need his own. They need that masculine, discipline, all those things that a man, they need their father as at that time.
A father figure?
Yes.
Okay, so
at
those
time.
14 years, you think maybe there was no need
my office was not there.
No. As in, his presence
Yes,
was not
he
really.
was always coming around, so there was no really need for anything.
Actually, the nature of the job then was that I worked 2 weeks,
Off.
Okay.
then 2 weeks
2 weeks
on.
on.
So
Okay.
anytime I'm off,
You just
I
go
always
back home.
around.
He's
Okay.
there.
Okay. All right. Like you were saying, so I was asking about how you were able to.
So I took my time to discover who my husband really is. What are his likes?
His personality.
That is the thing that helped me as a woman, a young woman. I'm not after, okay, oh, see this person. I will see what this person, their home looks like. Why can't our home be like that? No. We took time to sit down together. What is it that you don't like? There's communication. The communication is there. I don't like this. He doesn't like this. Okay, we
Well,
tried to blend.
Okay, sorry. When did you try to figure that out? Because I know in the first few years you might not really.
No,
Because
the
you
first
were,
few
you were actually saying that it's not really the type. So how were you able to really figure that out? Because
It took me 9 years.
9 years to really.
To really sit down, let's talk. Because like I said, the earlier part of our marriage was basbos.
That's most.
Yes. I will not take this. I mean,
No, don't take nonsense.
We're
Don't
like
take.
that.
And while she's doing that, while her fuse was blowing, how were you able to handle it? As in, because as a perfect gentleman, I know there will be a lot of things.
Perfect gentleman. My husband that is gentle.
Calm down now. I can see he's gentle. I see the way you are friendly the other time that he's a calm person. That
He's calm.
You are the gas boss.
Yeah, it's not gas boss as in I'm the.
gas
You see what I'm doing now? He's just quiet looking at me.
Looking at you. So how were you able to manage? Are you an alpha woman? Let me even ask.
Which one
Which one is alpha?
What is alpha?
You missed our edition there. So
I missed
we
that,
talk
I
about
missed it.
alpha women as in, alpha women, they are control freak.
No,
They are
no, I'm not.
domineering.
No.
I know
I'm
you're
not.
like a sanguine. You're
I'm
always
a sanguine,
there.
yes.
All way around, everywhere
Yes,
you get to. Okay,
yes.
now I'm seeing your wife that she's always everywhere.
gets
I know that.
irritated.
Let him talk now. So you've been irritating this young man all this while. So how have you been able to cope with her personality, or is that what really drew you to her initially?
Well, actually, I never discovered. I didn't get to know her
Decide. Wow.
about that aspect of her life, the early stage of her.
Wow.
But as we were growing, I began to see that.
See this religion
So, and actually, it wasn't easy.
easy for you.
It wasn't easy, honestly.
Wow. I can feel you. I feel the way you were saying it.
But I just thank God, because it got to a stage. All what I was looking for in a marriage is a successful one, because I came out from a polygamous home, and I never wish such
For
for
yourself.
myself. So, and that's all what I've been trying
To avoid.
and asking God that this was. Because coming out from a polygamous home and what one sees there is a big mess. So, and when the issue was like we were not finding ourselves to get to
An agreement.
I had to. In fact, there was a time I got angry and said, "Won't this woman just go away?"
So it got to a time that you were
Yes.
you were thinking that
Yes.
okay.
So then she had my boy. So one day I just called her. I said, "Woman, I don't want to go into polygamy." And people, if you have people at your family members, you say, if she doesn't accept your terms and all this stuff, why not let her go and you start all? I said no. I stood my ground. And then it was later I began to discover that I was allowing third party
Into your
influence.
affairs.
Yes. If you have mother-in-law and all this stuff, they'll be telling you. Actually, my mother wanted that instead of renting a house, let us come and stay
with her.
So that was where the genesis of
the whole
everything
matter was.
Okay,
Yes.
which you declined.
which I declined.
Okay.
I declined. So at the end of the day, she too, she was not ready
Comfortable.
she was not ready to even listen to me. She felt whatever comes out from me, it's just what people
Advice.
have advised me about. But I thank God. So we sat down and said, see, this young man is growing. I don't want any competition in his life. Because if I discover that when you get married to another person, or you involve yourself in polygamous system, you are already establishing a competition down
For the other
for the
children.
other children because from the other woman, all those kind of things. So I told her, I said, let's sit down. We can work this marriage. And I thank God, God touched her.
And touched you.
God touched me. Because
We got touch both of you, but
Both
it
of
is
us.
you that got touch first.
no, actually, in fact, there was a day she was telling me that, you have changed. Though. I said, what happened? She said, I said, you don't know what I'm passing through. That's the way God is handling me,
Deal with you.
that is dealing with me. It's me that knows who I'm communing with.
God dealt with you on how to manage her.
How to manage her.
So how did God deal with you on how to manage him?
God dealt with me now.
Tell me, how did God deal with you?
I had to actually pray, first and foremost. I was like, God, this was not, he is this kind of, I believe that maybe because of the upbringing, we all have different.
Which you never realized at the
initially.
beginning. Okay.
We all have our different upbringings. And I was like, he's too calm. I'm not saying
So it's
calm.
like he's not too calm.
Both of us.
Not, you don't like that calmness?
No, it's not that I don't like it. There are things that I would expect, okay, my husband should not even bother about. You understand? Like, why should this thing be? What is in this? For the kind of person I am, I don't take things to heart. But him, every details. But God had to now sit me down. I had to pray, God, I don't understand. Please help me to understand this man. So like he said, we sat down. We talked. In fact, that time he told me, oh yeah, today, you either choose me or you choose your work.
Wow. Okay, there was issue concerning as you are a career person.
Yes.
Okay, so at the point that was really giving another issue. Okay, you paid more attention to your work more than the family?
Because he wanted me to resign.
Okay.
And move over. And I said, no, it's not possible. That we have to just, we have to just blend things. I know as time goes on, things will work out on its own.
Okay.
So that was what happened.
Okay, so you now eventually forfeited your career?
No, I did not.
But you say you later moved.
I took my transfer.
Okay.
So something you would have done since. Why?
Because my office was not in Kogi State as at that time. So they had to create an office.
Okay. Maybe you should say that was an answered prayer.
Yes, it was. It was.
It will help you to really come together and merge with your partner so that you can do things together. That's amazing. That's amazing. Honestly, I really, when you talk about staying apart for 14 years, I was like, that's more or less like you are separated, like you are married but living apart. You understand? Which a lot of people don't really find funny. You understand? It's something that has broken a lot of homes because you'd be like, okay, how will I? You can't tell me you are not having. As in, there won't be time that you really needed your husband. There won't be time you don't need your wife. Temptations all around. There are times you see people that even do some things better than your wife, and you'll be like, you be the wife I even have. It's not even. It's giving me basbos at home. You understand? But you never consider that at the time. And I think one thing I picked from what you said is communication, which is what we've been talking about. Yeah, communication between couples. And it says something the other time that it stood this ground. There are lots of men that they don't even have a voice themselves. They can't make decision. Are you the only son?
No.
You're the first.
I'm the first.
You see, those are the things you need to really understand. That okay, married to a first child, responsibility on him. There are lots of advice that you would have been coming in that this is how we do in our family, and they won't understand you that okay, this is how you want your family to be. So you need to take a stand as a man of the house that this is how I want to run my home. You understand? Honestly, that is very, very impressive. So how has it been, at least for the past 14 years now? This is 18 years. For the past 4 years, how has it been living together now? I can see that you are like, the way the two of you just follow yourself bumper to bumper. I'll be like, oh God, this love is sweeting me. Is it because you've not been together for 14 years or the 4 years relationship now, real marriage now? How has it been so far?
Very fine.
Okay.
Since she moved over, God has been opening my eyes to see a lot of things. And, in fact, it's just like we just started
again.
Then I see her as my own sister. That's another thing. Because we are friends. We chat, we talk. Nothing we don't hide. We don't hide anything
From each other.
So, I don't like some family that my phone, I don't hide them. So I thank God that she's understanding too. Though there are still differences we find in some things, but God has fully been helping us. I thank God that even the children too, they are coping with us too.
Okay, Ma, so over to you. The 4 years so far, so good.
The 4 years so far it's like, why not 14 years of 18 years of marriage together like this?
Why didn't you start
Why
earlier?
didn't I start? It's like,
Should I say
like,
that
what?
it is you? Abi?
It's not me. It's not me.
Everything has to be
what also? And it's like, oh, so marriage is as
It's
sweet as this.
this.
You understand? In fact, it's like, if I had known, if there had been any means of coming together, I would have done it a long time.
A long time together. So
We're happier.
So you don't believe in separating?
That no.
Okay.
No, it's not the best.
It's not the best. I like that. So that means jackpa and leaving your wait now. Thank God you said that. So that means jackpa and leaving your husband alone now is not in your abi now. According to what you said now, because at least maybe you've suffered this man for 14 years. And
No, I didn't suffer him. Both of us, like we suffered together.
So at least, you are just touched. So let him. Why not at least just enjoy? So if you are jackpot, you have to jackpot together. But I hope leaving him behind is not.
No.
Okay, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that. You know, honestly, I love to hear that, and I must say that I appreciate you. The way I've observed it. The way you do things together. In fact, not that I've seen your older son, I would say maybe your last child is your firstborn. The way the two of you do together, you come together, but nobody would know that you've gone through your own turbulent period, which was the 14 years of your time staying apart. You understand? And I thank God because you give yourself room to learn, to realize, to understand the kind of man you are, to understand his background, understand his personality. He can't be like you. You understand? And I think your personality really it merges well, because you are the outgoing person, he is the reserved person. So the two of you come together and you make the family a lively place. You understand? So I think I love that, and that's what is keeping you so far so good.
Yes.
Well, I think before we just wrap up, our time is fast spent. Just give one word for the singles that are married, the people that are already in it, people that are in distant relationship. Please just give piece of advice for them. The singles that are not yet to be married, the married that are going through, whether they are less or they are more, and the people that are currently in a distance relationship. Let's start with you first.
Okay. The advice I have for those who are married.
Okay, help us tell them so that they can hear now.
My advice for the married is just two keys. For the man, love your wife, while the woman, please be submissive. By the time you put those two things together, you get good.
Love your wife. Husband, they say you should love your wife with all your heart, just like Christ has loved the church. Love in action and not in word, and say I love you alone. Speak a love language and let her accept it. So, and he said, you women, you should submit to your husband too. I'm just emphasizing so that you can understand better. All right, over to you.
Like you said, wives, submit. Submission does not really mean making yourself a slave. Submission only means, okay, recognizing the fact that the man is your head.
Shape.
So, and there's always other. Submit. My not being submissive then that I have to like, oh,
have your way,
it's cost me some things. Now I'm beginning to enjoy so many things that I would have enjoyed
since
a long time ago. So submission is key. And for the young ones coming up, please don't let any man form canopy ministry on your head. Be sure of who you are getting married to, and make sure you define your relationship. Don't go into relationship that, okay, I don't know, it will lead or it will not. Define your relationship. Above all, let God and love lead. That's all.
Well, that's what you've heard from Mr. Engineer and Mrs. Oyeyipo. Thank you for coming on show today. I really appreciate you for this episode and for really sharing your experience so far. 18 years of marriage and 14 years of living a separated life. It's not easy, but thank God they are coming together. They are together now, and it's like they're starting afresh all over. So it's not too late for you to start afresh. It's not too late for you to pick it up from where it stopped. If you see that things are not working the way you feel it should work, you know, like she rightly said that she was trying to do it in her own way. Oh, this is how I want it to be, but it didn't really work out. And when she started a new, she used a different structure approach towards it. She discovered that, oh, why didn't I start this earlier? Please check the approach you are using. If it's not working, if it's different, you are having an unhealthy experience with it, why not change the approach and see whether you are going to have better results from it. So this is where we're going to wrap it up on Just a Chat with BUNMI ALABI. This weekend, I believe you've learned something great, and I want to thank you for always watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel at BUNMI ALABI. Share this page, like, drop your comment, drop your question, and subscribe. Then hit that notification button so that whenever a new video drops, you will be the first to see it. So till I come away again next week for another interesting episode. Happy New Year and Christmas celebration. See you. Bye.